Next person is Duke Gomez-Schempp.
Thank you, Mayor. Council members, my name is Duke Gomez-Schempp. I've lived in Moorhead for about 25 years. I served on the Planning Commission in Moorhead, and I also served in a League of Cities conference in Indianapolis representing Moorhead. I participated in many council meetings and community-based meetings to assist the city in having better community policy. I'm currently Executive Director of the People's Press Project. We're a media justice organization. I'm also the station manager of KPPP LP 88.1. It's the newest low-power radio station in Fargo-Moorhead. And I'm here to urge the council. I like the testimony that's been said with the specific things of, if you're going to amend the Human Rights Commission, is to look at these issues, to keep protected classes and not whittle it down that it can be just anybody on the commission. Meeting monthly, we think, is important. We need a place for people to go to bring their complaints. I was here in 1989 when we filled this chamber with people to enact the first to actually enact this ordinance, and it took 3 readings, and we had people show up all 3 readings because at that time we actually wanted more protected classes represented on the commission. It was students and Hispanics and sexual orientation. This was not amended until 2008. Greg Limke actually brought an amendment to the Human Rights Ordinance to include sexual orientation, GLBT issues as a protected group. At that time, it was not a protected group, and we were asking for that to be included. The council was very reluctant to actually approve this ordinance back in 1989, but you did. And I'm here tonight to really ask you to keep the Human Rights Commission a place where people can bring complaints. There's been 2 times in this past year where we've gotten calls from someone directly that's been beaten up by the police in Moorhead, a homeless man, and just most recently a Mexican woman who was slammed against her wall. The officers entered her house without a warrant, and we documented that. There's no place for her to bring that complaint. There's no place for people to bring complaints like that, so you're not going to hear about them. So a Human Rights Commission that reports to you on the conditions of human rights in Moorhead throughout the year would be very beneficial as you as elected leaders to know what's going on in your city. I think that's one of the biggest things, that this commission should be able to take complaints so people have a place to go. You can just hand them brochures, tell them to go to the State Human Rights Commission, but that's not effective. We need a place where people can have justice, and this commission can be that sort of place. So, thank you.
Thank you, Duke.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Well, it's not related directly to the question you just asked, but unless I heard incorrectly, I heard allegations here, Mr. City Attorney, that there are currently discrimination complaints against the Moorhead Police Department. The only one I'm aware of is the one that was just recently dismissed by the Minnesota Department of Human Rights. Are there other complaints that we don't know about? Something about entering a home without a warrant and slamming people against the wall, or has that been submitted to you for litigation or anything?
Madam Mayor, members of the council, I am not aware of any complaints involving those allegations. I could certainly look into it, but I'm not directly aware of those issues.
The council gets a regular report every year of every complaint made against any police officer. I haven't seen any of that. Sounds like hearsay to me. And I just think the public watching needs to understand that anybody can come up here to the microphone and allege anything they want to, but that doesn't make it true.
Mayor. Heidi?
Mayor?
Mary?
You want to let you speak?
Are you just
wanted to address what Mr. Hewlett said. My point was that these things have happened to people in Moorhead, and there's no place for them to take complaints. They could file the police complaint form. They have not. They don't feel comfortable doing that. My point is that with a Moorhead Human Rights Commission, they could take their complaint to the commission so you could hear about it. So I just want to clarify that, because you're saying these things didn't happen because there's not been a formal complaint filed. So that's my point.